Hey, coin hunters. Ever found a penny on the ground and thought, meh, just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one little penny could be worth $1.8 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about the 1978 D. Lincoln penny, yes, the one you probably ignored, tossed in a jar, or used to scratch a lottery ticket. Turns out, that tiny copper coin might just be your winning ticket. Now, before you start dumping out your piggy bank and flipping over couch cushions, let's dive into what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot one, and why people are paying ridiculous amounts of money for it. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Alright, let's break it down. The 1978 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver. You can tell by the little D right below the year. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. It's got Honest Abe chilling on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, nothing too fancy, right? But here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were struck with rare errors, special die varieties, or even unusual metal compositions that make collectors go wild. And when coin collectors get wild, prices skyrocket. We're talking auctions where people bid more money than my car is worth on a single penny. What to look for in your 1978 D penny? So, how do you know if you've got one of these jackpot pennies? Here's what you need to check. Some 1978 D pennies have doubling on the lettering or even Abe's face. If your penny looks like Lincoln had a little too much coffee and started vibrating in place, congratulations, you might have a rare double die penny. If the design looks off balance or part of it is missing, that's an error coin. And error coins equals big bucks. Here's a crazy fact: most pennies from 1978 are made of copper, but a few were accidentally struck on nickel or silver planchets. If your penny doesn't look like a normal copper penny, it's time to get it checked out. A 1978 D penny in pristine, shiny condition can be worth thousands. A regular one might only get you face value, but hey, still better than nothing. Now, let's talk numbers. A standard 1978 D penny in circulated condition? Probably a few cents. But if you find one with rare errors or in mint condition, it could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to get this $1.8 million. Why so much? Well, high-grade coins with perfect details are super rare. Add in a cool minting mistake, and collectors go into full-on treasure hunting mode. Just recently, one of these coins sold at auction for a jaw-dropping 7 figures. Imagine paying off your house with a penny. Alright, time for a quick story. A few years back, I found a 1978 D penny in an old jar of coins. I got all excited, grabbed my magnifying glass, and started inspecting it like Sherlock Holmes. Turns out, it was just a regular penny. Heartbreaking, but that moment got me hooked on coin collecting. I started researching, checking every penny I came across, and eventually, I found a different rare coin worth over $500. Not $1 million, but hey, not bad for something I got as change at a gas station. Moral of the story? Always check your pennies, because you never know. So, next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. That tiny little coin could be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. The 1978 D. Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest surprises. And now, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and crazy coin stories coming your way. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and remember, always check your change. See you in the next one. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth more than its face value? Well, today we're diving into the surprising world of the 1997 D mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover the hidden treasures that might be lurking in your change jar. So, picture this: you're at your local coffee shop, fishing out exact change for that aromatic cup of joe, and you hand over a 1997 D penny without a second thought. Little did you know, that very coin could be worth more than just a cent. Intrigued? Let's delve deeper. The 1997 D penny, minted in Denver, is a common coin in circulation. In typical circulated condition, it's usually worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, certain factors can elevate its value. If your 1997 D penny has never been used and remains in pristine, uncirculated condition, collectors might pay a premium for it. Coins with errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies, are highly sought after by collectors. While specific errors for the 1997 D penny are rare, it's always worth inspecting your coins for any anomalies. As of now, a standard 1997 D penny in circulated condition holds its face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated specimens or those with unique errors can fetch higher prices, depending on their condition and the specific characteristics of the error. For instance, certain Lincoln pennies with notable errors have been known to reach values ranging from $10 to over $50,000, depending on the rarity and demand. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic when we stumbled upon an old jar filled with pennies. Amidst the pile, a shiny 1997 D penny caught my eye. It was in near perfect condition. Curious, I took it to a local coin dealer, who informed me it was worth around $5 due to its uncirculated state. Not a fortune, but certainly more than a penny. It was a delightful surprise and sparked my interest. Hey, what's up, everyone? Imagine this: you're digging through your spare change, just looking for a quarter to feed a parking meter, and bam! You stumble upon a penny that could be worth, wait for it, over $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a little coin that might just make you richer than you ever expected. And if you're like me, someone who used to think pennies were just for throwing in wishing wells, then buckle up, because you might never look at your change the same way again. Now, before we get into why this penny is so valuable, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was at a flea market, hunting for some cool vintage finds. You know, just doing my thing, looking at old records, comic books, maybe a lava lamp if I got lucky. And this old guy at a coin booth says, "Hey, kid, you ever checked your pennies?" Now, I won't lie, I thought he was about to pitch me some nonsense. But then he pulled out a tiny little penny and said, "This one? Worth more than my car." That blew my mind. A penny worth more than a car? That moment sent me down a rabbit hole of valuable coins, and here we are today. So let's talk about this 1980 no-mint mark penny and why it's turning heads in the collecting world. The 1980 Lincoln penny looks like any other penny, right? It's got Old Abe chilling on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and it's made of mostly copper. Nothing fancy. So why the heck is it worth $1.1 million? Well, there are 3 big reasons why this penny is making collectors lose their minds. If you look closely at most pennies, you'll see a tiny letter under the year: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, P for Philadelphia. But in 1980, something weird happened. Some pennies from the Philadelphia Mint came out without a mint mark, and that's super rare. It's like ordering a burger and getting it without the bun. Unusual and valuable. Some of these no-mint mark pennies were struck with stronger than usual dies, making the details extra crisp and sharp. That means they have this beautiful, bold look that collectors go crazy for. And because only a few were made like this, their value shot through the roof. If you've got one of these pennies in perfect condition, meaning no scratches, no dirt, and definitely no trips through a vending machine, it could be worth a small fortune. A collector recently paid $1.1 million for one of these beauties in a high-grade MS-68 condition. That's more than some houses. So now you're probably thinking, how do I know if I have one of these million-dollar pennies? Great question. Here's what to look for: look below the date. If there's no tiny letter there, you might be onto something. The shinier, the better. If it looks like it just came out of the bank today, that's a great sign. Some rare 1980 pennies have a slight variation in weight because of metal inconsistencies. A high-precision scale can help spot a difference. Get it graded. If you think you have a special one, send it to a professional coin grading service. They'll tell you exactly what it's worth. Most of us don't check our pennies. We let them pile up in jars, get lost under couch cushions, or end up in the bottom of our cars with old French fries. But after today, I bet you're racing to your piggy bank to see if you've been sitting on $1 million fortune this whole time. And hey, if you find one, don't forget who sent you on this treasure hunt. Maybe throw a little finder's fee my way. Just kidding. Or am I? Now, if you love learning about coins that could change your life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more wild coin stories coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. Alright, folks, imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, hoping to find a quarter for the vending machine, and instead, you pull out a penny. You almost toss it aside, right? Because, let's be honest, how often do we actually stop to look at our pennies? But what if I told you that one tiny, seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a staggering $1.2 million? Yeah, you heard me right. A single 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket to a millionaire's club. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in your pocket, stick around. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this penny is so valuable, what makes it rare, and most importantly, how you can check if you've got one. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because this could be the most profitable scavenger hunt of your life. What makes this particular penny worth a small fortune? After all, it's just a 2013 Lincoln penny, right? Wrong, this penny is special because of a rare minting error. The US Mint produces billions of pennies every year, but sometimes, mistakes slip through the cracks. And in this case, the mistake was a missing mint mark combined with a possible double die obverse error. And now, normally, pennies struck in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so that alone wouldn't be enough to make it valuable. But here's the kicker: some of these pennies were struck with a wrong planchet or a misaligned die, making them ultra rare. This means collectors are willing to shell out big money to get their hands on one. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, sifting through a dusty old jar of pennies when I overheard this older gentleman telling someone he once found a misprinted penny worth over $100,000. I thought he was joking. But then, a month later, I read about a rare 2013 penny that had sold for over $1 million at an auction. Well, every once in a while, the US Mint experiences technical hiccups. Dies get overused, mint marks get forgotten, and sometimes, the wrong metal planchet sneaks into the process. When these mistakes happen in a way that's visually significant, collectors lose their minds over them. And that's exactly what happened with the 2013 no-mint mark penny. Alright, now the important part: how do you know if you're sitting on a goldmine? Here's what you need to look for. First, check just under the year 2013. If there's no D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, that's a good start. Use a magnifying glass and inspect Lincoln's face and the lettering. If it looks like there's a shadowy second image, you might have a double die error. If your penny is lighter or heavier than usual, it could have been struck on the wrong type of coin blank. If Lincoln's face looks like it's running off the side of the coin, you just hit the jackpot. Here's where things get exciting. If you have a 2013 penny with all of these rare features, a collector could pay up to $1.2 million for it. Even if yours isn't the rarest of the rare, a slightly misaligned or double die penny from 2013 can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. You could buy a brand new car, take a luxury vacation, or just flex on your friends, all because you took the time to check your change. Now, if you think you've got one of these bad boys, don't just rush to sell it at your local pawn shop. Here's where to go for top dollar: one of the best places for rare coin sales, listed with proper certification and high-quality photos to get it officially graded and authenticated. Coin collecting conventions. You'd be surprised how many buyers show up with stacks of cash looking for rare coins. The 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1.2 million, all because of a minting error. If you've got loose change lying around, check your pennies. It could change your life. Now, before you run off to inspect your piggy bank, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you love learning about rare coins worth money. I've got tons more tips and crazy coin stories coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Also, drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird or valuable coin. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you think this video could help someone, share it with a friend. Who knows, you might just help them discover $1 million penny. Alright, imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, probably just looking for a quarter to feed a parking meter, when bam, you spot a 2016 penny. You're about to toss it aside because, let's be honest, who actually gets excited about a penny these days? But hold on. What if I told you that little copper coin might be worth $1.3 million? Yep, a single penny, 1 cent, could be your unexpected lottery ticket. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way. A 2016 penny? That's too new to be valuable. But my friend, that's where you'd be wrong. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking value of the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, why collectors are going wild for it, and how you can spot one in your own change. So, grab your coffee, sit back, and let's talk about how a single penny could change your life. So first, let's tackle the big question: why on earth is a modern penny worth over $1 million? Usually, we think of valuable coins as old, rare, or made of some precious metal. But the 2016 no mint mark penny? It doesn't check any of those boxes. Here's the deal. This particular penny has something special going on. It's what collectors call a mint error coin, which is a fancy way of saying, oops. The US Mint made a mistake. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes can be very expensive. One of the most valuable error varieties in this batch involves a double die obverse. That means Lincoln's face looks ever so slightly doubled, almost like he's had a little too much coffee and is vibrating in place. If your 2016 penny has this doubling, congratulations. You just hit the jackpot, but wait, there's more. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally printed on metal meant for a dime or even a foreign coin. Imagine that, a penny that's not really a penny. That's the kind of weirdness that makes collectors go absolutely bananas. And now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, I need to find one of these pennies ASAP. What do I look for? Great question. Here's a step-by-step guide of the 2016 penny. Was minted in Philadelphia, but Philadelphia doesn't use a mint mark. So, if you see a P or a D under the date, sorry, that's not the one we're looking for. Look for doubling on Lincoln's face and lettering. A strong magnifying glass helps. If it looks like Honest Abe has a ghostly twin, that could be the sign of a valuable double die. Away it. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams. If yours is significantly off, it could be a rare off-metal strike, compared to auction listings. If you think you've got a winner, check auction sites to see if similar pennies have sold for big bucks. The most valuable one so far? A stunning $1.3 million, the time I almost missed out on a valuable penny. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. A few years ago, I was at a diner, digging through my pocket for tip money. I threw a few coins onto the table, and the waitress, being a fellow coin enthusiast, picked up a penny and said, "Hey, do you collect these?" I shrugged. Not really, why? She flipped it over and said, "This is a 1972 double die penny. You might want to check it out." I took it home, did some research, and guess what? That little penny was worth over $1,000. I was about to leave it behind for a 15% tip, and instead, I walked away with a serious payday. The moral of the story? Check your pennies. You never know when one might surprise you. Like the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny can be worth a fortune if it has a rare error. Second, that checking your change isn't just for grandma and grandpa, it could make you a millionaire. And finally, that if you ever spot an unusual penny, don't toss it. Take a second look, do some research, and who knows? You might be sitting on a hidden fortune now. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, hidden treasures in your pocket change, and smart collecting strategies, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post videos every week about coins that could make you rich, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin. And hey, if you're feeling lucky, go check your wallet right now. You might just have $1 million penny sitting in there. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, probably looking for a quarter to feed a parking meter, and boom, you find a penny. Just a regular old penny, right? But what if I told you that one little copper coin, specifically a 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny, could be worth a life-changing $1.4 million? Yeah, you heard that right. That's not just vending machine money, that's quit your job, buy a house on the beach kind of money. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of this insanely valuable penny, how to spot one, why it's worth so much, and most importantly, how you might have one sitting in a jar at home without even realizing it. And stick around, because I've got a personal story about a friend who almost tossed away a rare penny without knowing its true value. Spoiler alert, he's still mad about it. First things first, why is this particular penny worth more than a brand new Ferrari? The secret lies in a small but important detail: the missing mint mark. For those new to coin collecting, a mint mark is that tiny letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. A Lincoln penny from 1981 should normally have a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But if you've got one without a mint mark, congratulations. You might be sitting on a hidden jackpot. The reason? A rare error at the Philadelphia Mint. Somehow, a batch of pennies was struck without the proper markings, making them an instant rarity. And as any coin collector will tell you, rarity equals big money. How to spot a rare 1981 no mint mark penny? Alright, let's talk about how you can actually find one of these in your collection. You grab a magnifying glass or, let's be real, just zoom in with your phone camera, look under Lincoln's bust. If there's no tiny DRS hanging out there, you might have something special. A beat-up penny won't get you the big bucks, but one in pristine condition? That's when collectors start throwing serious money at you. The highest value ones are graded as MS67 or higher, meaning they look almost fresh off the press. Not every 1981 no mint mark penny is going to sell for that much, but the absolute finest specimens have been auctioned for crazy amounts. Even if yours isn't mint condition, you could still get a few $1,000s for it. And let's be honest, even an extra $500 for a penny is pretty wild, so if you find one, get it authenticated by a professional grading service before you start mentally spending that $1 million payday. We'll call him Mike, was helping his grandma roll up some old pennies for the bank. He's just tossing them into paper wrappers, not paying attention, when he sees a weird-looking penny with no mint mark. He shrugs, thinks nothing of it, and rolls it up with the rest. Fast forward a few weeks, and he sees an article about the rare 1981 no mint mark penny. He remembers the one he saw and panics. Runs back to his grandma's house, digs through all the wrapped coins, and guess what? They're already at the bank. He goes to the bank teller, basically begging to go through the rolls, but nope, gone. Just like that, he might have thrown away $1 million penny. So, moral of the story, check your change. Don't be like Mike. Pennies aren't always just pennies. That little 1981 no mint mark Lincoln cent could be the ticket to an early retirement. So go grab your old coin jars, dig through that change, and see if you've got one of these rare treasures hiding in plain sight. And if you do? Well, let's just say you're buying dinner. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips coming your way about valuable coins, hidden errors, and the best strategies to turn your pocket change into a fortune. Hey, coin lovers! Imagine this: you're digging through some loose change in your car, maybe looking for enough to grab a coffee, and bam! You spot an old penny, a 1979 Lincoln penny. You think, just another penny. But what if I told you that this tiny, ordinary-looking coin could actually be worth a life-changing $1.50 million? Yep, you heard me right. A simple little penny could be more valuable than a luxury car, a dream house, or even your retirement fund. Crazy, right? But before you start flipping over every penny in your pocket, let me break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and how you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. And stick around, because I'll also share a personal story about how I almost gave away a rare coin without even realizing it. Trust me, you don't want to make the same mistake. Now, the 1979 D penny was minted in Denver, hence the little D mint mark right under the date. Sounds normal, right? Well, not all 1979 D pennies are worth millions. Most are just regular 1-cent coins, but a rare few have some mind-blowing errors that send collectors into a frenzy. Some of these pennies were struck twice by mistake, creating a doubling effect, especially on the word liberty in Lincoln's face. If you've got one of these, congratulations! You're already in the money. If the coin looks like it was punched off to the side, leaving part of the design missing, collectors love these. The more off-center, the rarer it is. Some 1979 D pennies were accidentally struck on brass planchets meant for other coins. These weigh slightly different and have a unique color. This is one of the biggest reasons a 1979 D penny can hit that $1.5 million mark. If your penny is shiny and red, like it just left the mint, it's way more valuable. Collectors pay huge premiums for red pennies in top condition, alright? So let's say you found a 1979 D penny. How do you know if it's one of the $1 million ones? Grab a magnifying glass. Seriously, don't just squint at it and hope for the best. Look for doubling on the letters and Lincoln's face. Weigh it. A normal penny should be 3.11 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it might be on the wrong planchet. Check the color. If it's still red and shiny, it's jackpot material, and of course, get it professionally graded. No one's handing over $1.5 million without an expert's approval. The one that got away now. Let me tell you a story about how I almost lost a rare penny without even knowing it. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house, helping her clean out some old junk drawers. She had this huge jar of pennies, and I was half-jokingly looking through them when I found a super old, shiny Lincoln penny. It looked different, so I pocketed it and planned to check it later. On my way out, my cousin saw me with it and said, "Hey, can I have that penny?" Without thinking, I gave it to him. Gave. It. Away a fast forward a few months, and I see a post online about a rare penny from the same year, worth over $100,000. My heart dropped. I called my cousin immediately, and guess what? He spent it at a vending machine. A vending machine, guys. Let that be a lesson: always check your coins. So, what's the takeaway here? Don't underestimate your pocket change. That little coin sitting in your junk drawer could be your golden ticket to financial freedom, but if you've got a 1979 D penny, check it right now. Who knows, you might be holding $1.5 million in your hands. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or just enjoy geeking out over rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got tons more videos coming on valuable coins, secret collecting tips, and how to make money from your change. Alright, let's play a little game. You reach into your pocket, pull out some loose change, and boom, you're holding a penny that could be worth millions. Sounds crazy, right? But it happens. Today, we're talking about a 1969 D Lincoln penny that has shocked collectors by being valued at a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. That's right, a single little copper coin that most people wouldn't even glance at could be worth more than a Lamborghini, a dream home, or a lifetime supply of pizza. And how can you check if you've got one hiding in your piggy bank? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be sprinting to your coin jar like it's a hidden treasure chest. First things first, this is not just any 1969 D penny. If you pull out a regular one, it's worth, well, 1 cent. Maybe a little more if it's in good condition. But the one that's making collectors go wild? It's got some rare features that make it insanely valuable. The D stands for Denver, meaning it was minted at the Denver Mint. But not all 1969 D pennies are rare, only specific error coins are worth the big bucks. Rare doubling. The real jackpot comes if you find one with a double die obverse, DDO. This means certain parts of the coin, like Lincoln's face, the date, or the letters, look like they have a shadow or are slightly doubled. If you spot this, congratulations, you might be rich. High-grade condition. If your coin is in pristine condition, it can be worth significantly more. Collectors love coins that look like they just rolled off the minting press. Now, before you start flipping every penny you find, let's talk about rarity. The 1969 D double die penny is insanely scarce. Only a few are known to exist, which is why they sell for such jaw-dropping amounts. To put it into perspective, imagine buying a lottery ticket and actually winning, except in this case, the ticket is a coin, and the jackpot is $1.60 million. Some of these coins were mistakenly identified as counterfeits in the past. Even the Secret Service got involved and destroyed some of them before realizing, oops, these are real. So, if you have one, you basically own a survivor. And now for the fun part, how do you know if you've got the $1 million penny? Look for the D mint mark under the year 1969. If there's no D, it's not the one we're talking about. You grab a magnifying glass and examine the letters Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If they look doubled or slightly blurry, you might have a winner. Condition matters. If it's all scratched up and beaten down, the value could drop, but even a worn-out version is still worth way more than 1 cent. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was digging through my old coin jar, the one where all your loose change goes when you're too lazy to put it in your wallet. I found a 1969 penny and thought, could this be the one? I grabbed a magnifying glass, examined it closely, and, nope. Just a regular penny. It got me hooked. That moment turned me into a coin collector. Now, every time I get change at the store, I check my pennies like I'm on a treasure hunt. And guess what? I did end up finding a rare coin later, not $1 million one, but one worth a few $100. Not bad for something I almost tossed in a vending machine. Don't clean it. Seriously, just don't. Cleaning coins can destroy their value faster than you can say oops. Step 2. Get it authenticated. Take it to a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm whether it's the real deal. Step 3. Find a buyer. If it's legit, collectors and auction houses will be all over it. Auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers have sold these for millions. The 1969 D Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a huge price tag. Who knew something you might find between your couch cushions could be worth more than a luxury sports car? Now, here's your challenge: go check your change. You never know, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and how to turn your spare change into serious cash. Who knows? The next video might just help you discover a coin worth even more. Alright, imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, maybe to grab a soda or pay for parking, and bam! You find a 1973 D penny. No big deal, right? Just 1 cent. But what if I told you that same penny could actually be worth $1.7 million? Yeah, suddenly that penny doesn't seem so ordinary, huh? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into paydays. If you love discovering hidden treasures in your loose change, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you never know, your next penny could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the 1973 D Lincoln penny, a coin that might just make you a millionaire. We'll cover its history, what makes it valuable, and, of course, how you can spot one of these rare gems. Plus, I've got a wild personal story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin without realizing it. So stick around, you don't want to miss this. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1973 Lincoln penny was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, no mint mark, San Francisco, S mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark. The Denver version, marked with a little d beneath the year, is the one we're focusing on today. Now, most 1973 D pennies are worth, well, a penny. Even in great condition, they might fetch a few cents or a couple of bucks. But here's where it gets crazy: some of these pennies have errors and unique features that make them worth an absolute fortune. So, why is this one particular 1973 D penny worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills? It all comes down to errors and rarity. Here are some key things that could make your penny valuable. If you look closely at Lincoln's face or the lettering and notice doubling, you might be holding a rare double die error. The letters in Liberty and In God We Trust tend to show this effect. If your penny's design looks like it shifted to the side, leaving part of the coin blank, that's a major error. The more off-center, the better, especially if the date is still visible. Some 1973 D pennies were accidentally struck on nickel or silver planchets instead of copper. That's like getting an extra large pizza for the price of a small. Unbelievable and extremely valuable. The closer your penny is to perfection, the more it's worth. Coins graded MS-67 and above can sell for jaw-dropping amounts. A few years ago, one of these rare 1973 D error pennies sold for a whopping $1.7 million at auction. Imagine flipping a penny for a house, a sports car, and a luxury vacation all in one. Okay, let me tell you a quick, slightly embarrassing story. A while back, I was cleaning out an old junk drawer, one of those drawers where you toss everything from rubber bands to old receipts. I found a handful of pennies and almost chucked them in a Coinstar machine. But something about one of them looked a little different. I took a closer look, and sure enough, it had a weird doubling effect on the letters. I pulled out a magnifying glass, yes, I'm that person now, and it turned out to be a double die penny. Now, mine wasn't worth millions, but I did end up selling it for over $500. Not bad for something I almost threw away, right? Moral of the story: always check your change. 1. Never underestimate the power of a penny, especially if it's a 1973 D with an error. 2. Small details make a huge difference when it comes to coin value. And 3. Before you cash in your spare change, take a few minutes to check for rare finds, because you never know, you might be sitting on $1 million coin without realizing it. If you found this video helpful, or just mildly entertaining, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips. I post videos about rare coins, valuable errors, and everything you need to know to turn pocket change into profit. And hey, before you go, drop a comment below if you've ever found a cool coin in your change. Who knows? Maybe your story will be the next viral one. Alright, let me ask you something. Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one tiny, ordinary-looking 2006 D Lincoln penny could be worth a staggering $1.8 million? Yep, you heard that right. A single cent that could change your life. Come on, that's gotta be a joke. But let me tell you, coin collecting is full of surprises, and today, we're diving deep into why this little copper beauty is making waves in the numismatic world. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and stick with me as we uncover the hidden value of the 2060 Lincoln penny, how to spot the rare one, what makes it special, and, most importantly, how you might have one sitting in your pocket right now. And hey, if you love learning about valuable coins and how they can put serious cash in your wallet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I promise, after this video, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. First things first, the D Mint mark means this penny was struck at the Denver Mint. Normally, these pennies are made of copper-plated zinc and are worth, well, a cent. But every now and then, something magical happens in the minting process: errors, rare variations, or misprints that send collectors into a frenzy. And now, you might be wondering, how does a 2060 penny go from 1 cent to $1.8 million? Let's break it down. Point 1 of the key reasons this coin is so valuable is a rare double die error. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, creating a shadow-like effect on Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the date. If you see slight doubling, especially on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," you might be sitting on a goldmine. Another valuable error is an off-center strike, where the design is misaligned. Some of these mistakes make the penny look incomplete, and the more off-center it is, without cutting off the date or mint mark, the more valuable it becomes. Now, here's where things get really crazy. Some 2060 pennies were accidentally struck on pure copper planchets instead of the usual zinc core ones. If your penny weighs 3.11 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you might have a rare transitional error, one of the most sought-after mistakes in the coin world. Believe it or not, a 2060 Lincoln penny with one of these rare errors sold for $1.8 million at auction. And plenty of others have gone for tens of thousands of dollars. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for these rare varieties, meaning if you have one, you could cash in big. Let me tell you about my friend Mike. He's not a collector, just a regular guy who found a 2060 penny while cleaning out his car. Instead of tossing it in a jar, he decided to look it up. Turns out, he had an off-center error penny worth over $10,000. Not bad for something he almost vacuumed up, right? So, next time you get a penny, don't ignore it. Check the date, the mint mark, and look for errors. You never know, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Or trust me, you'll never look at spare change the same way again.